What's going on, people, man? Thanks for tuning in to Blueforia again. Right now we got Young Lean and FKA Twigs on the track called Bliss. This is a song that popped up on my YouTube algorithm. I didn't even know it dropped. I don't follow them on social media or nothing, but I do. I've listened to my fair share of Young Lean. Got a few tracks I fuck with. I'm not the biggest fan, but I can understand why he's got this kind of cult following and why he's like accepted in hip hop as this kind of foreigner. I know he's European or something. He's got a different style and it kind of fits this like nostalgic, melodic, vibey wave that kind of was like big in like the 2016 SoundCloud era, and it brings people into that kind of world. Him and FKA Twigs is an interesting combo. FKA does stuff that's a little more production heavy, I would say. Both of these people are experimental and alternative, so I am really interested to see what's going to be. But let's see.
Shit I'm in, like the exorcist, I'm making heads spin again. Flash. Lean deeper in the club, yeah, you find him in the back of the club when the lights go down. Sniffing glue and I'm seeing sounds. I'm really stuck here, I can't escape. Like a game where I can't escape. And the city's still blue, yeah, like the summer was. Fucked up last summer, I can't get enough. It's still in my head like a sword cut. I can't explain.
Room 6, 5, 4, the hotel.
Might be here now, but I'm gone in the basement. Lifestyle, cause you know some war in my head. Just going for a second better back from the dead. Going for a second better back from the dead. Going for a second better back from the dead.
Room 6, 5, 4, meet me at the hotel.
Meet me at the hotel.
Room 6, 5, 4, meet me at the hotel.
Meet me at the hotel.
A lot to talk about. I'm gonna say the track is alright. It's not like amazing by any means. I think the combination is cool. I think the aesthetic that they were going for was done well and they succeeded. She's got this alien aesthetic, damsel in distress bride in this like country town, which goes along with kind of like his aesthetic, which is like this, I don't even, he's got an interesting Euro aesthetic, even though it's kind of like old America. The song beat was different. It had this kind of almost rock sound like Paramore, and there's a group called Phantogram that's really, really good, and I used to listen to it back in like the 2010s and shit, early 2010s. Even FKA Twigs vocals on this track sound very much like Phantogram. These kind of emo pop rock bands. I thought she made the song. Her vocals in that hook were catchy, were really good, and they fit the beat really well. His vocals were good too, but even though they were kind of drowned out a little, I know that was like intentional for sure. But his style, I feel like he was kind of like trying to fit the beat a little more than she kind of naturally was able to do. He opened the track with the first verse. I wasn't as impressed with the opening of the track being him, and then when it went to her hook, she crushed it. And then when it went back, like the way her hook fades into his next verse, it sounded really seamless and nice. And that happened 2 times. That happened this time after the verse after her second hook, where he jumped right back into it really nicely. And then he ended his verse, his second or third verse, in kind of an awkward fashion where, like, I know his kind of sound is almost like sometimes offbeat, sometimes could sound off key or so. That's why I'm not like a huge fan of him, but I'm open to his style because he just sings and raps differently. Some parts of the song were highlights. The video itself was cool and aesthetically interesting, but I will say it got repetitive, and it's kind of a longer song, or at least it feels long. The visuals, you could tell it seems like they shot in a bunch of different locations and then chopped it up with a lot of behind the scenes footage and on the ground run and gun style footage. Because of that, it was like a lot of shots just combined in rapid succession. So conceptually, it was a little bit crazy, like all over the place a little, but I do like how they worked from like the outside during the bright day and it kind of transitioned into nighttime. Their outfits were great. They fit the vibe. His kind of purple tank or purple, V-neck, when he was, on the lawn, that was kind of a cool touch. And then her with the horse, that was fun. But yeah, I want to give this track another listen. It was interesting, but very different and experimental, which I appreciate, but I don't know, it didn't hit for me as much. Other than that, man, thanks for tuning in. Y'all hit me up, ask questions, let me know what songs you want me to review. Yeah, I just want to keep running these. Fun, man. Appreciate you guys.